I hope you're as excited as I am to make one of these beaded rings. There's something about the way I designed the pattern that makes it sit perfectly on your finger, and paired with a simple band, it's very comfortable too. Plus, I love adding the signature hidden design on the inside. It's amazing how only 4 bicone crystals and seed beads can have such an impact, but that's exactly what happens. Hi, I'm Sherry here at the Little Beading Closet. Let's take a close-up look at our supplies and get started. 4 of the 4mm bicone crystals. Pick a metallic to work with in size 15 seed beads, size 11 seed beads, and size 8 seed beads. On the inside of the ring, here you can choose 4 size 8 seed beads for an accent, size 11 seed bead accents here on the top. I'm using 5.5 feet of thread on a size 12 beading needle. Begin by picking up 4 of your size 8 seed beads and bringing them down near the end of your thread. And you don't need a tail. Next, needle back through all 4 beads that you just added, and then come back into the first one more time, pulling that into a right angle weave unit. Picking up 1 gold size 8 and coming into the next one. 1 more gold size 8 into the next one. 1 more of my metallic 8s into the next one. And then the accent size 8 coming into this one. And I'm going to step up into this one. 2 size 11s into the next sticking out size 8. 2 more 11s into the next sticking out 8. 2 11s into the next 8, and then 2 more 11s through this 8 right here. Needle into the next 2 11s, picking up my accent size 11 and coming into the next 2 11s. And it will sit on top of the size 8 below it. Again, picking up 1 more of your size 11 accent colors and coming into the next 2 size 11s. Pulling your thread tight, you want that to sit on top of the 8 below it. 1 more of the accent size 11s into the next 2 11s. And now that one is also sitting on top of the size 8. And now 1 more size 11 accent color coming through your next 2 metallic 11s. Just want to pull your thread and push your beads in, making this little cup shape. Needle through the accent size 11 and pick up 1 of your bicones. With your thread coming out the bottom of this bead here, needle into the top of this one over here, and the bicone will come sit inside that little cup that we've made. Needle back through your bicone and come down through the accent bead. I'm going to retrace around this way. So now I'm going to needle along the edge of my bicone, coming through my size 11 seed beads, continuing, and along the size 11s on the other side. Exiting just here before the accent bead on the end. Picking up 3 of the size 15 seed beads, skipping the next accent bead in line and coming into these metallic ones on the other side of it. Pull the 15th up along the end. To make the size 15 seed bead at the end really sit out the point, we're going to needle back through our size 11 seed beads. Come through the size 11s. And then needle through just one of the size 15s. Skip the 15 on the end and needle down into the next 15, and you can start coming into the 11s after it. You want to make sure that when you pull your thread, it's on the inside of the 15 and pull tight. And that keeps the size 15 at the very end out here in a nice point. Come into one more size 11, here the accent, through the next two 11 metallics, and then turning it over, we're stepping into the size 8 accent bead. I'm going to take my little bit of tail and give it a nice knot. And trim it off. Let's take a quick look at our ring. We just completed one section. Let's say it's this one here. Next, we're going to do the same thing, but for the one across from it. Pick up your other 3 size 8 accent beads and come back through the size 8 here in the center. And then retrace it one time. Through the bottom, up the side, across the top, back down where they're attached, and then we're going to needle over here. So coming through the bottom and then stepping up into the one on the end. Picking up 4 metallic seed beads and needling back through the size 8 that my thread is exiting. I'll be turning it in my hand. Needling into the first metallic size 8, picking up 1 more, coming into the next one more size 8 into the next one, and then picking up 1 more metallic size 8, coming into the next one, and the accent. Step into your next size 8 and the one after it. Repeat the steps of putting 2 size 11s between every sticking out size 8. And then needle through the first 2 metallic size 11s. Picking up 1 accent size 11, come into your next 2 size 11s. Again, that sits on top of your size 8. 1 accent size 11 into the next 2 metallic 11s, and repeating that all the way around. Stepping up into the first size 11 accent that we added, picking up my bicone, coming out of the top of this bead. I'm going to needle into the bottom of the one on the other side, pull my crystal into the little cup, needle back through the crystal, and then back up through the accent bead. Next, retracing my size 11s, coming around one side, all the way, continuing around until I'm exiting these 2 metallic 11s before the accent here on the end. Picking up 3 of my size 15 seed beads and coming into the size 11s past it, needling around and needle around your 11s, and then step into the very first 15, skipping 1 15 and needle into the next 15, and you can start back into your 11s. And when you pull your thread down, it will pop the 15 in the end out. I'm going to come through this accent bead here my next 2 metallics through 1 more accent bead, turning it over, stepping into this size 8 blue bead, following my thread path into this one. Go ahead and complete 1 more. And I do have all my bicones facing in towards the center, so as you work on the 3rd one, keep that in mind. Now that I've attached the 3rd one, I've come through the very last accent bead on the front. I'm ready to step into the 8 on the other side. So I'll needle through here and follow my thread path over to the other side. Stepping into this one, begin work on the last one. Next, add your 4th crystal section the same way and end by coming out of your accent bead. Now we're ready to finish up the top of our ring. You'll need 4 more size 11 seed beads. Picking one up and needling through the size 11 at the base of your crystal. 1 more into the next 11 sitting at the base of your next crystal. 1 more 11, coming into the 11 at the base of your next crystal, and the very last 11 coming through the 11 at the base of the crystal where we started. Next, we're going to be connecting the sections together completely, coming through the 2 11s on one side and down the 2 11s on the other side, needling through the 11 at the base of the crystals, doing that between each set of crystals, coming up 2 11s and down 2 11s. Needle through the 11 at the base of your next crystal, coming up the 2 11s and then down the 2 11s on the other side, and stepping through the 11 at the base of your crystal. And you can see we have just 1 more side to connect. So coming up 2 and down 2. And now I'm going to needle through these last 4 center beads that we added 1 more time. And the 4th one. Come back through the one that you started with and go ahead and needle through the center of your work. We're going to finish up the back and get ready to attach the band. I'm going to needle into one of the accent size 8s here on the back, coming up towards the outside of the ring, coming into the next one in line, needling over here, coming through my corner, working my way along the edge through 1 more. You want to work your thread along the edge until there's a gap between your beads. I'm going to fill these 4 little gaps with the size 15 seed bead, picking one up and coming into the next size 8. Continue along your edge to this one. Adding 1 more of the size 15 seed beads into the next 8. Continue around to this gap. 1 more size 15 into the next 8. Pull it into place. Continue around, picking up your last size 15 and coming into the next 8. Next, we want to start our band, come into another 8, and step into the 8 on the corner. Needle into 1/8 past the corner, and then pick up 2/15, 1/8, and 2/15, and needle into the 8 before the corner. And this is what we're going to be using to build our band off of. So we need to add the same on this side. Coming through the corner, needle along this edge into your next corner, plus 1 size 8 after the corner. Again, 2/15, 1/8, and 2/15 into the size 8 before the corner. We have our second point of connection for the band, and come through the corner. Needle around till you're coming out this size 8 right here. With the thread exiting the size 8 seed bead, we're ready to start our band. I prefer using size 11 seed beads for the band, although if you'd like, you could also use size 8 seed beads. Begin by picking up 2 of your size 11 seed beads and needling back through your size 8, and pull those up and step into 111. Pick up 2 more size 11 seed beads and needle down into the one beside it. And then needle back through your 8. Needle up both size 11s, picking up 2 more size 11s, needle down into 1 11 on the other side, and then up the 2 here, pulling tight. Repeat that for your band, picking up 2, needling down 2, and up 3. Pick up 2, needle down 2, and up 3. You continue the stitch until you have enough length of this band that when wrapped around your finger, it comes up to the size 8. Let's attach the band to the other side. Needle through your size 8, come down 3 of the size 11 seed beads, up 3 more, needle back through your 8. I'm just going to come down some of the size 11s in my band, back up some on the other side, come down through a few more, and trim off my thread. Thanks so much for joining me in making this ring. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and as always, I hope you have a beautiful day.